I wonder. Hello, hello. We are going to do the 21-day mindset reset. I'm kind of behind. I think, yeah, I didn't do one yesterday. Yesterday was not a good day. That's okay. We have days like that. So I'm just going to see who is on. I'm going to just share this on my page. And we're going to see who shows up. So do you like my backdrop? Ooh, ooh. It is getting late and I'm getting tired, but that's okay. Okay, let's see who's on. We will wait. And I think that my connection is good. My man hooked me up. So I think we're good. I'm going to just get everything ready. Here we go. Hello, Facebook world. Like this backdrop? Feeling fancy, feeling fancy. I just love it. It's all shiny. It's to hide my my dishwasher. Well, my not my dishwasher. I'm tired. My dryer and my washing machine. Because my office is in the laundry room. Anyways, I'm going to take a shower after this. So let's get on. Let's see who's on. We are day 12 today of the 21-day mindset reset. All about reframing that mindset to actually perhaps challenge some of our thoughts. That is the water. I'm not sure if you hear it. Anyways, we'll see how this goes. I might have to ask my family to stop using water. We have water on demand, so you take water, you hear it. I'm not sure who's on. If you are on live with me, I want you to type live in the comments so I can see, because I have a light on here that I can't see who comes on. I also would like, yeah, type live. Type live so I can say, hey, I can see your name, give you a shout out. I would also like, if you are watching this on the replay, to type replay so I can come back and say hey to you, because like I really appreciate you. I want you to know that I'm happy you're here. And let's just get into it. So day 11, which was on Saturday, I think, I took 2 days off, was all about imposter syndrome. So this is basically just going to perhaps be the follow-up to it. Day 12 is all about other people's opinions. Don't pay your bills. So it's going to be huge, huge topic. So I'm not sure who is on. Again, type live. If you're watching live with me, I'll say hey. Type replay. If you're watching on the replay, I'll say hey. And let's get into it. So I feel like it was a long day today. You can see. Okay, the opinions of other people do not pay your bills. This is going to be huge. This was a huge game shift for me, and I really hope it is for you as well. Again, let me know if you can hear me. The sound is good. Okay, cool, because I can't see who is on. I'm not sure why. My connection's good. Let me know. Write in the comments so I can know. A lot of times what happens, we get paralysis by analysis. We have this fear that will overcome us, okay? So you can live in love or you can live in fear. And a lot of times we live on the fear side. A lot of times we live on the scarcity side. Hello, Heather. And it's just basically about saying, listen, like being aware of where you're coming from. Is it fear or is it love? It's basically this. So analysis by paralysis by analysis. Tired. What tends to happen? Yeah. What tends to happen? Let's say you want to do something and you start to set out to do it, or you tell somebody you want to do it, because again, I'm all about putting skin in the game. So yeah, I want you to share your dreams, your goals, whatever you're getting after this year. But here is going to be a little caveat. I want you to find people that can hold space for you, but won't, just share it with people that'll hold space with you, but but keep a part of it a little bit secret. So yeah, put skin in the game. I mean, I put it all out here. Everybody knows I'm paying off debt, and it's out, and I don't care. But if you are somebody who still is working on developing that resiliency to have like a filter between what other people think of you and what you think of yourself, then I would say yes, put skin in the game, but keep a little pie for yourself. Because if you haven't built that filter, then what tends to happen is other people's opinions, they can stop you. It's kind of like a poison, actually. They'll stop you. And we're going to talk about that because a lot of times it's not even really what we think it is. Because again, our mind likes to make up stories, and we will attach value to those stories and we'll play them repeatedly on a loop. So let's talk about it. The opinions of other people do not pay your bills, okay? You got to do you, girl. And this is what tonight's talk's all about. So analysis by paralysis. Here, I'm going to come right out and say it. Listen, man. I have been getting a lot of compliments on my hair lately. I am in an MLM company. I'm going to say it straight out. But I want you to not leave this video because I'm not selling my stuff to you. I need you to listen to me, okay? I might be able to change your influence about that. See, the thing is that my cousin months ago shared this product with me, and I'll never talk about the product ever, okay, except for this one little video. And the thing is, right away I was like, no, I'm not into it. Because you know what? Give me a thumbs up if you have ever been influenced in a negative way by MLM companies, okay? I used to do one. When I used to live, like, I'm gonna say 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago. I had an MLM company. And the thing to me that I didn't like about that model was it was all the cold calls. I hate that shit. It's not me. It sounds icky. It sounds gross. Who here has ever felt pressured to buy something and you're like, man, like, no. Okay, so if you felt that pressure, give me the thumbs up because I get it too. And yes, I have friends who are also in those kind of companies. And listen, man, I get it. You have a product, you love your product, you want to sell a product. Listen, there's different ways of doing things. So what I did is I researched it and I was like, man, like I love this stuff, but do I want to do it? And then I had that paralysis by analysis, wondering what people are going to think about me because I have an established business online, right? So then right away I was like, oh, what are people going to say? They're going to say, you know, Crystal's coaching business isn't going good. I guess she's not really busy. I guess those programs she writes isn't good. You know, and I went on that loop and that really froze me. And I had to talk myself off the ledge to be like, no, because actually I'm doing pretty good in my business and I'm growing. And, you know, like the tribe is here. You girls are awesome. So I was like, okay, so then that's not really true. So then what was it about that feeling? And the feeling was that I had horrible preconceived judgments from past experiences. And this is what this talk is all going to be about. It's those feelings that we get from past experiences, those little T traumas that we just, they stay there. And then you're like, man, no, I don't like that. So no, I'm not doing any sales call about my company. You'll never hear me mention the name of my company because here's the thing. And if you are... If people are watching this and you are in an MLM, I'm going to tell you right now, cold calls are so passe, okay? Google attraction marketing and work on that scheme. We don't need to have it shoved down our throats. I have actually had people that I had to hide on my news feeds because I couldn't stand it or just block from my inbox because I was like, man. So no, I'm not here tonight to sell you anything. I'm just simply saying I thought it was such a good lead into how sometimes we can be paralyzed by the fear of the judgment of other people, the opinions of other people. So no, what did I decide to do? I was like, screw it. I jumped in. I love the product and I'm in the company. Big wham. Next thing, I want to write a book. I want to write a marriage book with my husband. And you know, like if you have been following me for any time, you know that I'm as real can get. It's been the ups and downs. So, I mean, we, for the last, I'm going to say 5 months have been back and forth with ideas on this book that we want to write. And then I was like, man, We can't write a friggin' book. Yeah, you're feeling me. Tell me that. Have you ever, I want you to put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you have ever felt in your life that you wanted to do something, but then thought, I can't do it because people are going to judge me. One, maybe they'll judge me. Maybe I'm not qualified enough. Maybe I need to do more, go get another certification or take all these other courses to then become qualified. Like, put a 1 in the comments if you have ever had an experience in your life where you're like, I can't do the thing that I kind of want to do because I'm scared. I haven't developed that filter yet. I mean, put a 1. I know for myself I have. Are you saying goodnight to me, babe? Okay, I thought my son was saying goodnight to me as I readjusting my bra. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, so the whole book thing. So yeah, I was like, okay, sweet, yes, 1s, people are feeling it. So I was like, okay, the same thing with this, with the hair, the shampoo stuff, the same thing. It was like, I can't do this thing because people are going to judge me. I can't write this marriage book because people know that we had struggles. And I'm like, but doesn't that make sense? Does that not qualify you to share your experiences? So then let's keep going with that. I mean, it's an opportunity, and why the hell not? Why the hell not do something? Because if it's lit inside of you, why the hell not? That's just what I'm going to say. Why the hell not? Because other people's opinions do not pay your bills. They're not the ones who are living in your shoes, living your experiences, doing all the things. So I was like, okay, yeah, so good. We have some 1s. I was going to say yesterday, but I didn't do a live yesterday. Last video was all about imposter syndrome, and I talked about how to actually overcome imposter syndrome, because the thing is, it is so common. We all go through bouts in our lives where we're like, I still do that in my day job, my corporate job. I've been in it for the past, since 2009. And I still get moments where it's like, am I really still qualified to do the thing that I'm supposed to be doing? We all go through that. There'll be a case you get that you're like, I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. It's the uncomfortableness that makes you question, can we do the thing, right? So the same thing, wanting to write a marriage book. I mean, a marriage book, but then like my husband was telling me, we've been together for almost 20 years. We have been through all the things, through cancer, through having 3 children, one of them super sick. I mean, another one that we're dealing with other life issues. I mean, my own issues, his own, everybody's got a story to bring to the table. So it's like, you know what? Yeah, we will write a book, because I'm not going to let that fear of that preconceived notion of what other people could potentially be thinking is what this talk is about. What else? I want to tell you another story. Okay, so now we're getting into the whole, I believe if you have a goal, you need to put skin in the game. That's how I started this video. You put skin in the game. But you actually have to build up a bit of that resiliency, that bit of that filter to know that some people might have something to say about whatever it is, okay? So again, when you start a goal, sometimes family and friends, they love you so much that they're afraid that you're going to fail, because failure to them is bad. And I'm here to tell you what is so bad about failing. Failing is the only thing that gives you extra information to modify and keep going. We're not born. Please tell me, can you hear all of this noise? If you can hear the noise, I will tell my family to stop doing the dishes. I'm just going to take a glass of water and we'll see. And I think it takes a little bit of time before I get any feedback. I might have to ask Mark to not do the dishes. I really hope that you can hear, because this is awesome. Are you guys liking this backdrop though? Pretty sweet, eh? It kind of hides the tired eyes that I have. But anyways, what was I saying? Yes, the fear of other people's opinions. So when you are first coming out, you need to put skin in the game. Okay, sweet. You need to put skin in the game. You need to have somebody to tell, but you cannot be attached to what their thoughts of it are going to be, okay? So yes, of course, we want them to be supportive. So I mean, I really want you to have a safe community. That's what Feed That Glow is. Share your goals with me. Put it on our page. We are a tribe of women to help empower you. But if you share it with somebody and they don't get it, I need you to understand that it's not you. It's not on you. That's on them, and they don't have to get it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when you are able to do that, then you have your it's like your buy-in. You got skin in the game. You can't be attached to what they're thinking. So with that comes you have to be able to detach it. You also have to be able to just have the action, right? And a lot of times what happens is we're going to lose that motivation, that momentum that we started to get while we're working towards whatever it is we said we were going to do. I don't know how many women I know that have shared with me they want to write a book, they want to create a business, they want to do a blog. Like, it doesn't have to be anything big either, okay? It could be little things, or it could be big things. But then when they start to lose the momentum, because obviously motivation never sticks around, or maybe they're not getting as much results as they thought. Like, I know not a lot of women. I have one friend in particular who put out a program and nobody really bought in. But in her head, she was like, well, everybody's going to take it. And I was like, you got to kind of give it time. Not everybody knows what you're doing. A lot of us live on the sidelines. We like to watch things. We have Facebook. We are a community, we're a society that likes to watch other people, and it's real life TV. So this is super cool. But sometimes we don't just buy into certain things because we're like, I'm not sure about that. So I'm just going to wait. Just like me at the beginning when I was like, oh, I really like these products, but I don't know if I want to get the products because then I'm scared people are going to think of me, blah, 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 blah. Then I just jumped, okay? So same thing. I'm going to write a marriage book. Like, same thing. Next, when I put skin in the game about the whole debt repayment, okay? So one of my strategies, and if you've ever run through my free 7-day Ditch the Debt, it's available, you can grab it. When I started implementing our number one tool, which is budgeting for groceries, and I actually should have brought it down, darn it. It's an envelope. So I have my wallet and I have an envelope. And on the envelope, I've separated it into the days of until the weeks. So I've separated 4 or 5 times depending, but 4 times. And I have allowed a certain amount of cash per week. And I write on it. And this is the thing. When you are afraid of what other people think of you, you create stories in your head that are not always true. And your mind will look for proof that it's true. So your mind will look for proof that it's true or that it's false, depending on what it is you're looking for. So if you're looking for the good in life, you're always going to find the good in life. If you're looking for the bad in life, it's always easy to find the bad in life. Your brain just looks for the evidence. You say what you're looking for, you're going to find it. So the problem with being worried about other people's opinions of you, here's my story. When I first started my Ditch the Debt, because all those tricks in that 7-day challenge is stuff that I'm actually implementing live, it was horrible because I showed up with my wallet and it's like, okay, cash diet, and I'm like opening up the wallet and I'm like trying to hide that I gotta pull out like the envelope, and I'm like trying to grab them. It was horrible. It was so horrible. And it was like that for a good, I'm gonna say 2 months, okay? And every time I'd look up, I would see people looking at me, okay? Could they not have been looking at me because I kind of looked weird? Because I kind of looked like I was hiding something. So there's this notion that we're like, if people are looking at us, it's because they're judging us. So here's what I'm telling you. Even if they are, they're not paying your damn bills, right? So who cares? The people who matter, and those who don't. And the naysayers have nothing to say if they're not putting skin in the game. So those who are critiquing you, unless they're doing the same thing you're doing, they don't get a say. So this is what this talk is about. And I've pretty much talked a lot about it, touched on it since I started this whole 21-day reset. But basically it was that. It was like, okay, I'm going to pull out the money. People are looking at me. And the first thing I thought was they're going to think, oh my God, Crystal doesn't have money. Oh my God, Crystal's poor. And it's like, actually, no, I kind of just want my money to work differently for me. So no, I'm just kind of reevaluating what my needs and my wants are. So yeah, no, it's not about that. But I had to talk myself off of that ledge because it was awkward AF. And I'm like, man, like they're looking at me. And yes, I actually read somebody share today. It was pretty awesome. She shared that she felt horrible because she had to put something back from the grocery rack, and I just pretty much told her, listen, we all do it. We've all done it. And if you've never done it, then I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But we've pretty much all done it. I've actually made my kids put stuff back because I'm like, no, not because we didn't have money, but because I was like, you don't really need that right now. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that in our heads, we can create a story that other people are judging us because we're not buying the thing, or we put it on our rack and then we're like, actually, I don't want that thing. And who cares? In the grand scheme of thing, it could be simply your preconceived notion of what other people think of you. It could be based on the little T traumas of like wanting to be accepted and loved, and you're like, I'm being judged right now, when actually you're the one doing the judging. So if you flip the mirror, it's like, bam! Isn't that more empowering when you're like, okay, that's what it was for me. Anyways, if you are feeling this, like if you've ever had an experience like that, I want you to put a 2 in the comments, because this happens all the time. And sometimes we brush it off, and other times we're like, I wasn't comfortable in that situation. I really felt like I was being judged, or I really felt like it wasn't working in my favor. That person was really looking at me. So if you've ever felt like that, I want you to put a 2 in the comments, because I want you to understand that you're not alone in this. And the more we talk about these things, the more we normalize it, and that's how we can take our power back, because you're not alone in the game of life, even though oftentimes we feel like we are. I'm not sure who else is on, but if you're just joining live, please type live. I want to say hello to you. And again, we're putting 1 in the comments for if you've ever felt that you were judged before in your life, or you're like you couldn't do something because you were afraid that somebody would judge you, and you're putting a 2 in the comments if you've ever felt that, man, that person was really judging me. Obviously, yes, everybody has. It's part of life. It is part of life, and learning how to build that resiliency against it it's freeing. So what have I done? Now I just totally rock it. So I show up at the grocery store, because it's true. The lady was looking at me, maybe because I looked kind of weird, and I'll embrace that. But also I gave her the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, maybe she's just curious, because we are a society that likes to watch other people. When things are different, we want to know, like, why is that different? And it puts you in your power to also help them go back in their power, because what happened was the lady asked me, she was like, oh, is that some kind of are you a couponer, or, you know? And it opened up the conversation to be like, wow, she felt brave enough and comfortable enough to ask me, and that was awesome. So I was like, yeah, she was looking at me, but I gave her the space to ask the question, and I felt comfortable to answer it. It was like, yeah, no, I'm just paying off debt, and this is how I do it. I'm on a cash diet, so this is my grocery envelope money, and it's what it is. And she was super fascinated. And ever since then, when I go to the grocery stores, well, actually I hit up 3 to 4 stores, because, come on, I get looks, yes, and then I'll have people come and ask me, and it's not a bad thing. So the thing is like, I want you to tell me, like, what have you done? Like, share with me, what have you done to not be stuck in that fear, that paralysis by analysis of like, man, that person's judging me, you know, because it doesn't feel good. What have you done? Like, did you just do it anyways, or did you just leave? Did you, like, if you want to share, that'd be super cool. I'm just going to check out my notes, because I like to talk a lot. Yeah, so like, what did you do? Because the thing is that oftentimes we will continue to play small. We'll play small because we're like, no, I guess it wasn't cut out for me. I can't do that thing. And I want you to know that the opinions of other people do not pay your bills. They don't. If you are brave enough to show up fully in your being and live the full experience, you're allowing other people the same permission. Isn't that freeing? Like, for me, when that lady asked me questions about the whole envelope, I was like, this is kind of cool, because she was curious. In my head, I was like, because the thing is that when we keep things secret, it's like shameful. And shame continues to survive. It's like it's a bad thing. But it doesn't have to be bad. If you shine light into it, it's no longer shame. It's just sharing a story. It's just sharing a part. And it gives the other person permission to be like, I didn't know we could do that. And that is what it's about. It's about like breaking those preconceived rules that we think we have to follow. It's like, no, I didn't know I could do that. Yeah, you can do that. I didn't know that we could try it like that. Yeah, you can. It just gives somebody else permission. And the thing is that oftentimes we don't realize the kind of power we have of influence and how to motivate another person and how to make them understand that they can stand on their own and shine as well. Like, this is what it's about. That is awesome. That is awesome, Jose. And you know what? I wonder, I think it comes too with our age. Not that I'm saying we're old, but I think back to like when we were younger. Like, I mean, share with me, people, like when you're in your 20s, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing with this whole life thing. Like, I don't understand. And then you get in your 30s and you're like, okay, I think I'm kind of getting the swing of things. And like now I'm about to hit 40, well, about in September. And it's like, I don't care. I'm walking around with my envelope of cash because I'm on a cash diet and I'm going to rock it and I don't care. But if you want to ask me questions, for sure I'll explain what I'm doing. No, I'm not poor. I'm just making my money work for me. So that's pretty much it. It's like being brave enough to say, listen, man, people are going to judge, and maybe they are. But I'm going to say benefit of the doubt. What if they're not? What if they're honestly just curious, but they don't know how to ask you? And I mean, obviously there's certain things that I would, just like when I had Zach, and Zach was on his NG tube and he had the tube taped to his face because he was a little guy and we didn't want to take the tube in and out every night. So we would just keep the tube on. And I much rathered when people were brave enough to ask us, like, what's up with the tube? Okay, because then it was like, okay, it gave us space to say, oh yeah, this is just his feeding tube because he has Crohn's. And you know, it was harder when we would get the looks and then the stories in our head. So I'd be like, oh, they're judging me as a mom now. They're judging me as a mom. They think I don't feed my kid. They think, you know, or they're judging my kid. And those are horrible stories to be in. So if you've ever felt that you are on a loop, I need you to take a breath, like a deep, deep breath, and then ask yourself, is this story even true? Is this story even true? And if I switch roles and I become that person, what would I be looking at? Right? And then you show up differently. So instead of me walking around, because in the beginning, like of his disease, I was really not a happy mommy because I was trying to cope with life and I couldn't stand the looks. But then when I flipped it and I was like, well, what are people actually seeing? They're seeing a little boy who has a tube taped to his face. Okay, people are not inherently bad. Like, we're just curious, and there's nothing wrong with curiosity. So if you show up differently, it gives them space to actually approach you and be like, so what's up with the tube? Or I would just, when I was seeing somebody would look, at the end I would just be like, oh, this is just part of, just not that I was justifying or validating it, but I just felt like there was a need to give that person space and permission to say, it's okay to talk to me. Like, it's okay to ask questions. So it's pretty much the same thing. That's the funny thing about being caught up in the opinions of other people, because it doesn't matter. People are going to judge you or they're not. People are going to love you or they're not. All that remains constant is here. And if you're solid in your being and you're solid in your values, it shouldn't matter. I mean, we're human. Yes, of course it does. I mean, I've had really close friendships that no longer exist, and it hurts. But it's also part of life, and it's also part of growing, and it's also part of being like, listen, man, I'm still going to show up and be me, and that's it. Live the full experience and allow other people to live the full experience. So opinions of other people, I'm honestly going to say it all comes down to us. It's not about the other people. It's always about us, because we can't control what another person thinks. We can't control what another person does. We can't control it. But we can control us, and we can control how we decide to show up in our world. And just doing that changes the whole situation. So that is pretty much all I have for tonight. I'll be back on tomorrow. As I said, 21 days of videos. Well, I guess I'm not really being consistent, but you guys are going to get 21 videos. I was really hoping to be done before the end of January, and I think the way I'm going to be close. Again, we're going to do a Q&A sometime this weekend. I think I'll do a Q&A maybe on Sunday. So I'll put up a post, and you guys can post your questions there, or you can inbox me or email me, whatever. And pretty much anything goes-ish. I mean, let's be respectful. But yeah, we're going to have a Q&A. If there's a topic you want me to address mindset-wise, let me know. We're going to do it because I have a gang of them still lined up. I mean, I could probably talk for more than 21 days, but I won't. I'll keep some for some Wisdom Wednesdays, perhaps, is a new thing I could start sometime in February. You guys are going to get fed up of watching me. But that is all I've got for now. I just want you to leave tonight knowing that thing that you want to do, oh, I got water all over my mouth. That thing you want to do, I want you to put skin in the game. I want you to tell a close friend, but I don't want you to be attached to what that person thinks about it, okay? Because you're just sharing it to voice it. Because the thing is if we don't share it, it won't come to light. So you need to write it down. You need to speak light into it. You need to tell somebody, but make sure that it's somebody that's actually going to hold space for you and also be able to call you on your BS, because sometimes we set goals and then we're like, nah, I don't want to do that right now. You need somebody to hold space for you, call you on your BS, and then you got to do the thing regardless of what other people are thinking. Regardless. Hair products, writing books, NG tubes, writing a blog, starting a podcast. That's another thing that I want to do, and I'm like really excited to do. So, you know, start a YouTube channel, like whatever it is that you want to do, you need to be in it because you want to be in it. You can't be doing it because you're trying to, you can't be doing it for other people. You have to be doing it for you. So whatever lights you up inside, that is your sign to go after it and just do it, because the opinion of other people, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. So you keep doing you. That's all that counts. And I will be back on tomorrow night. And let me know if you like this backdrop. It feels so fancy. Okay, so have a good night, everybody. Peace, love.